Oh, shit fire. Let me show y'all why we have to cut the strings. Look in her mouth already. Look in her mouth already. Girl, that's how little animals die. That's how little animals die. Give me that. Look at that. Did y'all see that? That's how animals die. Okay, Lester, there's no time to waste with these. That right there is why we cut the strings. Boy, I'm glad I saw that, because I don't even have a box cutter. I was gonna come out a little bit later and cut my strings, and I am glad I saw that, and I'm glad you were able to see it. You know, I've always been one to, I wonder where she learned that from. Y'all look at this girl. Look at this girl and tell me where she learned that from. That's a 1,000-pound roll of hay. This little girl probably weighs 200. Don't you dare start, Jolene, don't you dare start pushing that roll of hay around this pasture, sweetie. So I want to show you what's going on here. We've talked about this a couple of times already, but someone has been stealing our packages from our drop-off spot. So you would think that we're this far off the road. I'm gonna walk this off in yards. So a big step is about a yard. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So listen, we are 25 yards off the main road, okay? That's 75 feet. That's probably as far as most of your homes are off the street where you live. Now, the problem is, people know that the church is not always in session, but the church does have cameras that face all around its parking lot. I'm not going to show you where the cameras are here, because obviously someone may watch the page and know where to avoid. But the one camera that I had wasn't enough. They discovered it or saw it. Maybe it was too visible, and they were covering it up. And then, of course, one of my cousins named Debbie lost her home in Hurricane Harvey, and so she brought this portable house in here, and she's living in that. But there's a really thick hedgerow that we have between us, and so she doesn't see much of what's going on. But nonetheless, someone is either turning in here or parking here, or walking across the street. I don't know which. And coming up the 75 feet, the 25 yards, and taking off with our packages. And I don't know how to stop it. So I do have a second camera set out now, but it will take pictures and video, and hopefully I can catch whoever this is. And if it is in fact a local neighbor, time to call the police and have them, swing by with me. Have y'all ever thought about how dumb that is? To steal someone's packages off their porch? I mean, if it's clothes, who's to say you're gonna wear the same size? If it's some kind of household appliance, I guess you could always pawn it off. It's just very discouraging. In our case, though, if it's feed or some kind of animal supplies, this is pretty. All right, there's Billy's water, nice and full. Now, I can get a hay ring if I have to. I can, and I might need to get me a hay ring if that's gonna happen. What are you guys looking at? Y'all want some hay? I am gonna get me a box cutter and come right back, because Jolene almost ate a string. We don't like that. That was scary. That was really scary. Phew. Oh boy. Everyone's gonna come up and have a bite. Everybody's gonna come have a bite of hay. Oh, I don't know. I don't know what to say. Listen, I don't know what to say. There's some animal behavior that I can explain, and there's some things that I just cannot. And all that wiping their neck all over it is just something that I just don't quite get. Ernie took a smell of it and goes, okay, I can probably work with this. This might be a little filler. Okay, this might be a little filler. Oh no, and Waylon's saying, I'll just eat the green hay from yesterday. I'll just keep eating the green hay from yesterday. You guys go ahead. All right, there's all the strings off that one. There we go. All righty. And there's all the string off of that one. You guys happy? Now let's just hope that that little one right there doesn't unravel the whole thing like her daddy or like her grandpa taught her. Move, you big galoot. Come on. Come on over. Come give it a taste test. All right, guys, we're getting all of our strings picked up so we shouldn't have any worries with accidental ingestation. Is that the right word? That sounds like a pretty smart word. All right, there we go. All right, so now what I've done is set out 3 rolls of hay, one for each of the group of animals. I've also cut all the 3 sets of string. I'll take this up to the barn and throw it in the trash. There you go. Enjoy. I'm gonna watch Santoro for a minute because I'm afraid he's picked up the same habits that Jolene has from watching Grandpa, or in his case, watching Daddy. They start pushing his hay around, showing how strong they are. And if you're not careful, they will unravel the entire thing. So I could go ahead and get some hay rings for these animals or either build my own. I've done that before. And that's worked out pretty good because none of these guys have horns long enough to get stuck. And none of these guys have the tenacity and the sense of humor that Tex does as far as tearing things up purposely just to annoy his daddy. But it is cute watching Rip Santoro go around. Go ahead, I want to watch you do this. I want to watch you do this. It reminds me of your daddy back at Longhorn Lester's and the havoc he wreaks on rolls of hay. No, he's just going to take big bites and drop them. Just take big... Hey, you're going to poke yourself in the eye. You're going to poke yourself in the eye with that. Stop. You could poke yourself in the eye and... See? All right, let's get out of here. I have a couple of gifts I want to open. This over here says to Lester Morrow, I'm a survivor, but it's for, this is for the spirits at Longhorn Lester's. This comes from Lizanne Griffin. So I don't know exactly what to expect in this package, but I don't want to do anything to scare away the spirits. If you're talking about the Indian, the Native American spirits, I've been told by a lot of folks I can burn some sage and that will scare them away, but I don't want to do that. I would like to possibly share. Lester, I found this while on my Wiggly treasure chest hunt. Oh wow, it's perfect. River something harvest items. Perfect. I just had to get it. I hope it will please your spirit. Okay, so it's for the spirits. I hope it will please your spirits. Maybe even bring back a few good memories. Okay, I'm sure that this is what they might have been back when they were living. Okay, so this is very, very lengthy. This is 7 pages, front and back. I will not be able to read it all right now, obviously, but this over here is something that we will actually set out at Longhorn Lester's, and I believe, if I'm reading the letter correctly, then so I believe if I'm reading the letter correctly, Lisanne thinks this will actually please the indigenous people's spirits. So thank you for that. Okay, I also have another one. It's from Crystal. And it says fragile. It has the words fragile written all over it. So this must be something that'll break. And so she's trying to warn every postal service worker that this is not something that's around with. It's something you take serious. Take your job serious for today, and let's not mess with this. Oh. Well, how interesting that this over here is also something for Longhorn Lester's. And this is actually some words, not a prayer, but just some words that I can recite that could, and some things I could set out for the native spirits. Oh my goodness, what in the world? Guys, there's all kinds of stuff in here. Oh, this is from Miss Pat. Okay. I don't know what all of these things are. I cannot say what all of these things are, and I really can't open everything on a video. But this is interesting. I want to save this, and I will follow it step by step. Welcome all. This is a Cherokee prayer blessing. May the warm winds of heaven blow softly upon your house. May the Great Spirit bless all that enter there. May your moccasins make happy tracks in many snows, and may the rainbow always touch your shoulder. That's a beautiful little prayer. It's a Cherokee prayer, she says. And then I'm not going to remove this from the box because she did say it's fragile, but I don't know. I'll remove it. I'll be very careful. So that is also the lid to this thing, and it's kind of like, I don't know what you guys would call something like this, but it's kind of like a fish aquarium, sort of, but it's not an aquarium. It's like a dollhouse, except it's glass, and you see through it. But whatever we find in here, oh, well, there's some Indian dolls. So she has sent everything. Look at this. So all this is just wrapping, so it can be protected on its journey here. I call it a journey. It could be safe on its journey here. So these are actually, I think they don't come out. They're stuck in there. This lid goes right on top like that. Look at that. Well, thank you. That's very unexpected. I don't know what these items are, but I will open these a little bit later. And this over here says for Miss Pat. Thank you, Crystal. Thank you very much. There's actually more on the back. Native American prayer. Oh, great spirit, whose voice I hear in the winds and whose breath gives life to all the world. Hear me. I need your strength and wisdom. Let me walk in beauty and make my eyes ever hold the red and purple sunset. Make me wise so I may understand the things you have taught my people. Let me learn lessons you have hidden in every leaf and rock. Help me remain calm and strong in the face of all that comes towards me. Help me find compassion without empathy, overwhelming me. I seek strength, but not to be greater than my brother, but to fight my greatest enemy, myself. Wow, that's powerful. Make me always ready to come to you with clean hands and straight eyes, so when life fades, as the fading sunset, my spirit may come to you without shame. So you do, guys, you do know that, oh great spirit, is actually what Christians would refer to as God. And so every culture has a different way of referring to God. And this over here is obviously a prayer to God, or oh great spirit. And that is beautiful and that's powerful. I especially like this. I seek strength not to be greater than my brother, but to fight my greatest enemy, myself. Man, that's powerful. One day later. This was one day later. That's the kind of stuff that Tex would do. I don't really see anything funny about that, Ivy. And how about you two? Do y'all think it's funny? Y'all think it's funny? No, Voodoo says, Ivy, you need to stop laughing. How about you, Bucky's? Do you think it's funny? You have nothing to say? Well, that's good, because it's not funny. Because, no. Yeah, y'all might want to nudge your way on out of here. You might want to, yes, sir, you might want to nudge yourselves on out of here, because I'm about to, yeah.